Netcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is Twit.
Bandwidth for All About Android is provided by CacheFly at CacheFly.com.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of All About Android, episode 193 for December 23rd, 2014. Normally, your weekly source for the latest news, hardware, and apps for the Android faithful. But today, because the Twit studio is closed for the Christmas break, instead of news and all the normal stuff, we're going to bring you a best of 2014 episode. I've spent so many hours combing through every minute of the last year's worth of episodes, just looking for great moments. I think the list is upwards of 60 plus moments that I found. There's even a little collection of Bryan's voiceover moments for the Android news bumper. A lot of really great stuff, but it's already going to be so long, so I'm not going to make it any longer by talking about it. Let's just start. And by the way, little note about the first clip. It is from 2013. It's the New Year's Eve episode, but it wasn't represented in any best ofs, and I felt like this clip had to be in there. So let's start with New Year's Eve 2013.
Android.
So one of the first games that allowed you to get power-up rewards was a game called 1940. I don't know which one came out first, but 1942.
Yeah.
It was 1941, 1943. I think there was a lot of, there was maybe 3 or 4 different versions of those.
A Midway game?
A Midway, exactly. Yeah. Good memory. So this is something like that. It's called Aces of the Luftwaffe.
Oh, that's a great game.
So I don't know if you guys have played this.
I'm a fan of that.
Yeah. So there we go. I got a couple people already.
Damn.
Hang on. This has got to come off for a second.
Sorry.
He says,
I had to.
Jawohl, I love it, the full fluff.
You really...
Luftwaffe, good.
Luftwaffe game.
I'm a fan of that.
I'm just saying, I have a dream. And, you know... It's just...
It's terrible. That's awful. Terrible.
I didn't plan it that way, but
Look, it's just synergy right now.
The magic that is all about Android right here.
just saying.
Going, it was such a loser.
Go ahead. Android.
All right, CES Roundup in hardware. 4K.
Oh boy, we got a lot here.
I know. That hardware bumper, every time I see it now, I just want to cry. I know somebody told me a while back that in his spare time he's working on it, and I've seen his past work, and it's awesome. I will reach out and see where you're at, because man, this hardware bumper needs a refresh.
Time for an upgrade.
Thanks, Bryan.
Yeah.
Thanks, Bryan.
Yeah, actually, I might
There's
give
a
it
zoom.
that too.
Yeah, with running honeycomb, by the way.
Well, it's like a historic, you know.
Yeah, there's a, what is that? Is that the Hero? Or
that is like that's an HTC.
I'm pretty sure that's the Hero running HTC Sense. Little dated.
Honeycomb is the most unfortunate choice possible. It was like the fork, the bird. Anyway.
What you gonna do? We're not graphic designers.
It's true. We're not.
We roll with what we got.
Android.
Man, that's it for this week. Flew by.
It did. Starting early was
Was this something?
Was something. I mean, we're ending earlier. I feel like it's like, how are we ending so early?
Time to burn. Let's talk about absolutely nothing for the next 20 minutes.
So let's talk about Jamie Thomas some more.
All right.
What's she up to? Is she on MySpace?
You can go ahead and pull up the Wikipedia page and read the rest of it to everyone. That would be good.
She's on Facebook.
What's her taste in music like these days? That's really what I want to know.
These days, well, I can tell you what they were like in 2005, and it's not pretty.
It's not pretty.
Oh boy, here we go.
The 24 songs were Aerosmith, Bryan Adams, Def Leppard, Destiny's Child, Gloria Estefan, Goo Goo Dolls, Green Day, Guns N' Roses, Janet Jackson, Journey, Linkin Park, No Doubt, Reba McEntire, Richard Marx, Sarah McLachlan, Sheryl Crow, and Vanessa Williams.
She's a 90s girl.
Listening to every single one of those artists at some point or another.
Like, if I'm going to go to court for music piracy, I don't want it to be over Don't Stop Believin'. That's just me. Don't get me wrong. It's a good song. Or
I'm a Glee fan,
or
so I'll give you Journey. Journey, I'll give you.
Right, but this is 2005. Keep in mind, this is before Glee.
Yeah.
You know what?
Okay, fair enough.
No one needs to go to court for any of this anymore because now we have Google Play Music all access.
Exactly.
It's like all the benefit of Kazaa, but legal.
Yeah.
Without any of the legal lawsuits.
Yeah, without any of the however many $100,000
Oh, jeez.
having to pay for it all.
The irony is that one of the songs she downloaded was Bills, Bills, Bills by Destiny's Child. So,
Hey, that's a good song.
Android.
This week in Android news.
wow.
Thank you, Brian.
That bump just got a little better.
That's what was missing all along.
Well done, Brian. All right. I'm glad Brian stepped up his game for my return.
Android.
All right. I've been waiting all the show for this. This is the big surprise that I teased a little bit earlier. It's time to get into hardware. Whoa!
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow. How did you keep that quiet the whole time?
Love it.
It's
Love
like
it.
Christmas in January.
It is. That's a huge upgrade.
Yeah, Jeff Kosmicki, who actually did our Android Arena drop.
Yeah.
He's working on all the bumpers right now. So that's the first to come. That's the first, obviously. It's the hardware bumper. And
Let's see it one more time.
Yeah?
Let's see it one more time.
we
Let's
seem to play
celebrate
it
it.
twice.
Cecilia,
Sure,
I'm
why
sorry.
not?
We're very excited. Oh, I like that. It's very Tron. Oh, I like that.
Oh, that's a little glitch.
That's a little glitch, right?
I'll correct that.
Yeah, there we
I'm
go.
not sure what that was, but
Little floating Android guy. I dig it.
Nice, and it doesn't show actual phones, so it
Yes.
can't really get outdated. It's very exciting.
it's timeless.
I do miss the
as they
Zoom.
say.
I do miss the Zoom. I'll be honest.
Well, you can go watch a past episode of All About Android. You'll see plenty of Zoom.
Well, that just made my day. So there you go.
Awesome. I knew it would. That's why I put a lid on it because I knew it would make your day. Yeah, I don't know what the glitch is. That must have been on my end because it's not on the source. So I'll figure it out. It'll be better next week. Jeff Kosmicki, thanks
Good job,
for your
Jeff.
continued awesome
nice,
support
Jeff.
and work.
Android.
Well, how about a leaked software? I got to tell you, some of the hardware and app news this week was just a little light. So,
Well, clearly the
this
biggest
is-
news story was the Google Glass. story.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, that's why everyone kind of.
Yeah, everybody else was just like, we'll wait till
Cecilia, it was
next
your
week.
moment. It was your
Yeah,
moment.
they're like, Cecilia's this week. We'll wait till next week to announce these things.
Reschedule the launch. We just need to scrap the plans.
Man, you really messed things up for everybody, Cecilia.
Slightly exaggerated.
They're
okay.
PR flacks in the Bay Area pulling their hair out and shaking their fist.
Android.
All right. You guys didn't know this was going to happen. Let's jump into apps. Oh. Just savor it. Just savor it. Jeff Kosmicki came through once again, seriously, a week later, and gives us a new apps bumper. This dude,
Love it.
he's like working overtime for us, and he's awesome.
Hey, Ron, I think you might be muted.
Yo, Ron is muted.
I think he just lost his voice from
I'm
screaming.
muted. Let's go full screen. Let's do it again.
We might as well.
We have the technology.
See, and you can see all the apps, which he says are easily replaceable if an app goes away. Now pause there.
icon.
I don't know if you can pause.
Wait. Yeah, can we pause?
Yeah, you can see up at the top left-hand corner. Is it time for AAA?
Well, I also see the to the right of the S. I see the official All About Android game.
Yeah.
Can you back up a little on that, Brian? Is that hard? Can you scroll back a little? Maybe that is hard.
Yeah.
A little more,
Oh, Androidify.
Little
That's
more.
what we're talking about
Little
right
more.
there.
What are you looking for?
Little more. Right there. Why is Google Goggles there?
I don't know. Cause
That app's been dead for years.
has it?
I think so.
I guess.
Hasn't it?
No, I suppose
But
so.
the do text is there. So Jeff,
Way to nitpick, Ron.
Wow.
Super nitpick. Hey, it's full screen. I can really zoom in on it when it's full screen.
Oh, that's
Right
awesome.
there.
Yeah, there you
Boom,
go.
right
You
by
got
the A.
prime
Love it.
placement next to the A.
high placement. Yes.
Cool. Oh, I love it. This is fantastic.
Jeff, you continue to amaze me. Thank you for making these awesome bumpers.
Awesome. Awesome.
Seriously.
That's amazing. It's like Christmas where he's spoiling us.
I know.
Yeah.
I know he really was. Yeah, I did not expect to see this in my email inbox this morning, but pretty awesome stuff.
Android.
This week in Android news.
Getting to the point where
That's
I think
awesome.
that's recorded, and it's as opposed to Brian doing it live.
Oh,
which
you
is-
just did that live?
Yes.
Wow.
Maybe I did.
Android.
Brian, I hope your fingers are ready. It's time for some breaking news.
Somebody was asleep at the
It's
desk.
There we go. And let me tell you, this is a doozy right here. Thank you to our wonderful chatters in the chat room at irc.twit.tv. That's right. Brace yourselves. Android platform distribution numbers have been updated.
I was waiting on the edge of my seat. I heard that they might come out today. I didn't know.
Happy we got that in there. Man, what would this show be if we
You're
didn't?
really feeling the sting from last week, aren't you? Just like,
Hey, I don't want this to go a whole week, man.
Yep.
This is huge. Now I just have to look at it and read what it says. Jelly Bean, 59.1%, up to 60.7%. All right, so 1% there. This is exciting stuff here, let me tell you. Kit Kat is up to 1.4% and made another, from 1.4 to 1.8%. And those are kind of the major ones to pay attention to.
yep.
You're not going to see any huge changes until Samsung starts pushing it out. It's just that simple.
Right. And I'm sure we're going to talk a little bit about what device that might be associated with here very soon. But you're right. The new devices launching right now, and especially the devices by Samsung that move in great quantities,
Yep.
coming out with those newer versions of Android. So there we go. Not the biggest news in the world, but a great reason.
But still
to
it was
play the
breaking,
news.
so, yeah.
Yes, exactly.
There you go.
Hey, we have to respect breaking news, no matter. Thank you.
Oh, look at Brian trying to recover.
Yeah. We love you, Brian.
Android.
So, Samsung, ready for an all-new Broadway extravaganza brought to you courtesy of Samsung? Who knows if they're going to do the Broadway show, but we can only hope. I don't wish it on any reporter that has to be there for it, but they sure are fun to watch on YouTube.
And it's gonna be.
I was there last year. It was fun.
Yeah.
So this one is in Barcelona.
Yep. I will be at this one as well.
Is Barcelona known for its theater? Do they have?
It's known for bullfighting, which could make a whole nother kind of unpacked, actually.
Yeah, no kidding.
What is the Broadway of Barcelona? What is the Great White Way of Spain? I don't know. Is it? Yeah. But,
I mean, they could do it on La Rambla with all the street performers and the women of the evening later on in the day, and that could be a whole nother thing.
Also, what about the term unpacked? I feel like from a marketing standpoint, unpacked doesn't really... I get what they're trying to say, like they're unboxing it. But I feel like the word unpacked is not very marketing sexy.
I said the same thing about the very first one where they announced some phone called the Samsung Galaxy S. And, well, I was wrong.
Well,
Apparently it works.
Were you, though? Were you? I mean, I don't know. I still don't think the Galaxy S is such a great name, but that's just me.
Yeah,
I'm with you,
worked
Phil.
out all right for him, though.
Yeah, it keeps working.
I'm with you.
That is scheduled February 25th in Barcelona, as we said.
Barcelona.
So,
You got to say it the correct way.
Barcelona. Thank you for the flag, Brian. Was it the correct flag? Okay, good. All right. Just got to make sure. All I saw was the tail end of a flag.
That totally made up for missing the breaking news cue, by the way.
I'm actually very impressed from a TD standpoint that he was able to load that
Good
up
job,
as quickly
Brian.
as he
Good
was.
Android.
So last week we had a little problem with the poll. Our good friends at Straw Poll were having some issues.
Oh, right.
So
yes, I saw about that on Twitter.
So we moved to an alternate solution with Google Docs, which was awesome. Brian and Chad and some of the other geniuses here at Twit pulled it together.
No kidding.
And after watching it today, I really have to question the sanctity of this poll this week because as of this morning, it was pretty much neck and neck. And then as of the show beginning, I was clearly ahead. And now here we are, and now Brian is clearly ahead.
I don't know. You know, both you and Brian kind of took to the social networks to get your army on board.
Oh, that ain't right. That is not right.
But both of them, but
those are the tools
both
you could
of you
do.
guys
Those are the
did.
tools that you could do.
So Ron, I took a picture of the poll before the show started, and I'll pull it up here in a sec. You were definitely in the lead there for a while.
So what happened, Brian? What changed?
I don't know. It's really strange.
I don't know. Look at new guy.
I'm not sure Brian did this. I have a feeling your friends in India didn't come through for you, Ron.
So this is just a screenshot I took, but yeah, like right before the show started, I checked it, and it was at 668 responses, and I was at 262, and Ron was at 248. And then now
boom.
Well, no. Well, hang on, because what happened was that earlier in the day, it was pretty even, and you were ahead. And admittedly, I posted the Google Plus because I had a lot of people on Google Plus saying they liked it. I was like, make sure you let everyone know. And I should have taken a screenshot, but right before the show started, I was embarrassingly ahead to the point where I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to explain this.
And apparently. Apparently not.
Yeah, so there we go.
Well,
but everybody really liked Koji, and they really liked Final Fantasy, and they liked, some people liked Basecamp. So
I will say at least one thing that we
Thanks,
get.
Ron.
Hey, 165 votes for Basecamp. That's pretty significant.
I saw that Ron's was winning, so I made sure to wear the Corgi. I wore a Corgi shirt today.
I will say I got a ton of great response. In fact, the developer behind Koji got in touch and said that I did a better product demo than he does. And he's the CEO of the company. But yeah, they were very pleased at that. So I'm glad so many people did enjoy it, even though the poll has been compromised.
Hey,
I'm looking forward to straw poll. That's all I'm saying.
You never know what you're going to get. I think your army.
I think it's suspicious that I didn't have access to the behind of the poll, like the actual data. I'm just saying. I just think that's strange.
You think somebody went in there and actually just
I have theories.
pulled a War Games and was like, I'm changing this D to an A-.
I know somebody here. Somebody on the AA team's got a lot to prove.
It's true.
It was their first app. You're right.
Yeah. There you go. How a $15.99 app can win in the arena, I don't know.
Hey, price does not dictate. We've learned this.
$15.
Although that's pretty darn expensive.
Yep.
Hampered.
It is strange that you can pick an app and then go hit the back button and do it again.
You see, now I never did that though. I went to the people.
Well, there you go.
Is that what you did, Brian?
Maybe for a little bit.
You see, I would have just gone to the spreadsheet behind the poll and just changed the number. Just do it once.
Wait a minute. Are you
Wait, was that an
admitting that
admission?
you did this?
I was just testing to see if that was possible.
That was.
And I may have tested 20 or 30 times. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Interesting.
I don't know, man. Admittedly, I went to the people, but at least I didn't vote for myself numerous times.
We're gonna have to talk about this off air.
I know. I think now we need to have a meeting. I think HR needs to be involved. I think that
Does this mean I don't get a trophy?
No, there's no trophies in the arena.
Oh no.
It's just
only guilt, apparently.
It's just pride, satisfaction, and guilt. That's all it is.
Exactly.
Android.
Stay tuned for Android news.
Thank you. One of these days we'll just bake it in.
That recording is so lifelike. It's like as if the voiceover is here and with us. It's amazing.
It's never quite the same.
Yeah, it's always a little different every time, and yeah, it's amazing.
Android.
But that's not all that was at Mobile World Congress. There's even more. It never ends. Of course, I pulled the short straw, and I got Huawei. I'm going to point to you, and you'll say it. So,
Huawei
had a couple of announcements at Mobile World Congress. The first was the
Huawei
TalkBand B1, which is a fitness tracker and headset in one. It's you wear it on your wrist, you plug your headphones into it. It does fitness tracking, notifications, time. The display comes off, so turning it into a Bluetooth headset for calls, so you can pop it out, and it's a headset. That's pretty neat.
That's neat.
It's gonna be available in China next month, with Europe, Middle East, Russia, and Japan to follow at 136 euros. No date for America. So even if you liked it, sorry. They also have the
Huawei
MediaPad X1, which they claim is the lightest and narrowest 7-inch tablet at 239 grams and 103.9 millimeters wide. It's also doubles as a phone, so it's got LTE for making phone calls. It's got a IPS LCD 1920 by 1200 display, quad-core 1.6 gigahertz, 5,000 milliamp battery for up to 5 days of continuous use. It's running 4.2 Jelly Bean, available in March.
Jelly Bean.
Available, I didn't point. Available in March in China, Russia, Europe, Middle East, Japan, and Latin America. And then finally, they
Huawei
announced the Ascend G6, which is a stylish mid-range phone with a $249 Euro price tag, unlocked.
$Euro?
249 Euro, no dollars, Euro.
And Americans.
So that's the Mobile World Congress representation from
Huawei.
There you go.
See, I need to be in studio because I can't pull that off on Skype.
Yeah, Huawei. See, that's all that needs to happen. That finger gets pointed at me. And,
no, wait, wrong way.
Before
no, Huawei, Gina. Not wrong way, Huawei.
Wrong way, Huawei.
Android.
What they have at Mobile World Congress is the HTC Desire 816. It's kind of a mid-rangey device, but actually the camera on here is pretty good.
It looks like the best Instagram phone on the market.
That's what Russell Hawley at Geek.com says.
Although I do kind of have to make an argument for the Oppo N1 because of the flippable 13 megapixel. So you technically could have a 13 megapixel front-facing camera, but I don't know how good this 5 megapixel one is. So
yeah, who knows? Yes, as far as specs are concerned, it might not be the top of the line, but for a mid-range phone to have a 5 megapixel front-facing camera, that's pretty.
Surprised they didn't call it the selfie.
Yeah, the selfie, the HTC Selfie 816
Desire.
Love your selfie.
Oh, yeah, I'm happy they turned.
Sorry. I'm filled with regret. I'm sorry.
Android.
Bryan, you, earlier I thought you almost didn't have a job, but apparently you will be our technical director, just not next week.
You know why I still have a job?
Why?
Because I can do this. Wait, hold on. It always takes me a second.
Except you can blow the you can
every time. Okay, here we go.
Oh.
That gets me every time.
That is definitely why you still have a job.
Yeah,
this right here,
totally.
this visual gag for anyone listening. Apparently, you just had to watch the show to find out.
Or not have a job after tonight. But yeah, so anyway, you can find me at cranky_hippo on Twitter or hosting on Know How. We do cool projects like you mentioned earlier with Raspberry Pi and all sorts of other stuff. So yeah.
Fantastic stuff. Thank you, Bryan.
You're welcome.
We will miss you next week.
Android.
Boop, 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 boop. Stay tuned with Android News.
Bryan, just for the record, the boop boop a doop boop probably isn't necessary because it's already in the intro.
I feel like I needed it though.
Okay.
It helps me set the tone.
That's true. It does kind of like warm up your vocal cords to get to news voice.
Oh man, I want some sort of reference to World War II next time you do that. News from the front.
That Hitler's a bad apple.
Android.
The LG G Watch.
Oh.
You could expect Google
sense.
Watch, maybe. LG was very quiet on the spec. Gwatch. Gwatch Watch.
There's a marketing gift for you, LG, from me to you. Just call it the Gwatch.
Listen to Ron and you'll be out of business.
Hey, it worked for the Swiss in the 80s.
There we go. So obviously the LG G Watch or the Gwatch is definitely a little bit more on the tradition of what we've seen out of smartwatches, the squarish / rectangularish display. All black in this image on Engadget.
It's very gwatchy.
Android.
You need like an old cell phone too.
Yeah, like
one of those big breaks.
Where you pull out the big
break.
antenna. Oh, and see, this is all you ever need to do is say things like that. And suddenly, all right, so.
Do you say we have to go back in time?
Yes. Hello and welcome to another episode of Motorola Weekly. Hey, we've got the best Motorola cell phone that I think they make. It's the Cellular One Motorola phone, and we're going to talk all about it. It's just a fantastic, they have buttons for everything nowadays. You know what I'm looking forward to is when maybe they can make these buttons have multiple purposes. So, depending on what you want to do, the button says something different. I don't know. It could happen. Probably not. Anyways, we're going to talk all about it. Up next, a Motorola Weekly.
Android.
And how about you, Brian?
Me? Well, I'm feeling a little weird today, guys. Feeling a little different. Feeling a little holy.
Oh. I respect you so much more now.
I look so much more official like this.
Oh, you really needed an angelic choir playing.
Don't I?
Oh.
Well, you can find me on Thursdays with Father Robert Balaser on Know How. That guy. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Which way?
This is the weird.
He's letting me borrow his collar to pray for you guys to get into IO. So.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Is that legal too? Like how? Like that can't be okay.
Padre got in. So.
Oh, that was the best outro ever for a technical director. Sorry, Chad. Brian just won.
Android.
Brought to you via Carrier Pigeon. It's Android News.
Oh, those carrier pigeons that sound like Brian. That was the carrier pigeon talking, right?
Trying a bit too hard.
Yeah.
Wow.
I appreciate his effort.
Ron.
Yes, we did get some more angry emails.
Did we?
Oh, yes, we did.
About what? I've been good to Brian recently.
Somebody felt a little uncomfortable.
I love Brian. Brian's one of my favorite people.
I'll work on it, Ron.
All right, there you go.
Android.
So who knows when we're going to hear more about this, but more and more sources are coming through.
When do you think?
I don't know. Well, I don't know. I don't know if this is a longer term play. Like IO almost seems like pretty soon.
With the number of rumors. Well,
of
course, because this is when the rumors start coming out. This is when this things start leaking. I bet you there are presentations and decks that have Android Silver on it.
We're going to have to come up with like a betting game.
Oh, I'll count me in. How much?
Yeah, totally.
I would say we'll
do Fantasy IO announcement.
It takes devices a year and a half, in planning before they come to fruition. So I'm betting we're going to not see anything for another year or more, sometime in 2015.
All right, so we got one for no. You're a no, right?
Yeah, I'm thinking not IO.
Right,
yeah.
Gina, where are you at?
It's either holiday season or early next year, I'd say.
I'm gonna double down on IO, man.
There we go.
I'm gonna do it. I'll take that bet.
All right, chat room.
Yeah.
Track this one for us.
Once again,
we'll see.
I got my Bitcoin wallet. I'm all ready to go. I'll spin that wheel.
You have your Dogecoin.
I got my Dogecoin.
All ready.
Android.
Well, we got an email. Well, before we get into our email, I just want to reflect that Jason is irreplaceable. So,
shucks, thank you. I was worried there, Ron.
Oh, no.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you.
Brian, on the other hand, is hanging on by a thread. So.
I'm really trying.
He's trying hard.
All right, cool. So we did get an email, and I got to applaud Lori from North Carolina for. I got to give you a slow clap for what might be my favorite email we've ever gotten, and also very topical because I had this exact same thought last night as I was cleaning up my Nexus 7 as I was uninstalling apps. Lori writes in and says, I'm a bit behind in the episodes, but I have a question that I hope that hasn't been asked yet. And Lori, it hasn't, so you win. What apps do you still use that were in the arena? I know you all download apps, but delete after a week or two. What are the ones that you found that are still around for the long term? So, Gina, Jason, what arena apps do you continue to use after you've demoed them?
This is a hard question to answer.
It is.
It's a bitter pill to swallow because we've covered so many apps in the arena.
Yeah.
And I'm sure people understand that I don't have 159 of my arena apps that I install on every single phone that I get.
Episode 159.
Yes, we're on episode
159. 159 apps each. Well, no, let's say we've been out every now and then. Let's give or take 150. Or so.
Well, I don't even have 150 apps that I install on a phone. But just looking through here real quick, app sale. I'm going alphabetically. App sales, Astro File Manager. That's the file manager that I've always been with. Bacon Reader for Reddit, and Chat, which is an IRC client that I featured. Oh man, I don't know. There's not a whole lot in here to be. LastPass. I can't remember if that was in the arena, but that goes on almost immediately when I get a new device. Pocket, I know I featured that. Plume, Pocket Cast, Gina's push bullet that goes on all the time. That's kind of about it. Swift key. There you go.
I think there should be a new segment where Jason just reads off the apps on his phone.
Well, I mean, I don't know how better to answer this question than to do that.
What about you, Gina?
I actually, so just to be clear, like I definitely don't have everything that I featured installed on my phone. I often have apps that you guys have picked because they're great picks, and they got me. But just a few, not an exhaustive list, but City Mapper, Fast Burst Camera, LastPass, Push Bullet, The Shapeshooter, which is kind of a fun game, Pushover, Pocket Cast, Time Hop, Trello, Twilight, Pocket Cast, and more aspirational than anything else, but Duolingo, which is a really great app, and I just don't take the time to use it as much, but I keep reinstalling it thinking, like on every new phone, I think I'm going to do more of this because it's great.
If it's not there, you can't use it. It's like winning the lottery.
Right.
You can't win if you don't play.
Right. I'm going to speak Italian fluently, and I will do it because of this app.
I need to see a list of my apps that were in the arena, but I'm willing to say that probably 95% of them I don't go back and use ever again.
After the arena? That's okay. You've given them the time and the spotlight.
I've put in a lot of wacky apps, like those weird. Like I can't tell you how long I spent the other night on my tablet removing keyboard apps. Like but that said, I mean, Pocket Cast, SwiftKey, those are, I mean, they're ones that become like the standbys that I almost don't consider arena apps anymore.
Right.
But a lot of the ones that we've thrown out there, they're burners for me. It's like, oh, this is a cool app, check this out, and then walk away. So
I don't think there's anything wrong with that either, because I've featured a lot in the arena that maybe aren't necessarily for me, but they're still cool or they're still well designed or whatever. Right. Derek, for you, obviously, you've been in the arena one time, so I can't even remember what you had in the arena then. Do you remember? Maybe I'll look it up.
Yeah, it was an app that you can use to buy stuff. It was a credit card swipe. What app is that? I can't think.
Square.
I haven't installed.
Is it Square?
Square. There you go.
Yeah,
okay, all right.
It's a pretty good app.
Yeah,
there you go.
Oh yeah, Square. I have
used
installed
it a few times, but the few times I've used it over the past, I don't know, 6-8 months or so. I mean, I still have it, and I've used it. If I need to use it, I'll use it. But yeah, there's so many apps out there. I go through apps all the time. Was it Jason or somebody? I think you mentioned Bacon Reader.
Yeah.
When you said that, whoever said it, my eyes lit up. I was like, oh, I used to use that app, but I've since moved on to something else. I mean,
yeah. No, that's still my Reddit app. Yeah, no, there really are. If you get a device and you're just starting to install apps, what are at the top of the list that you install immediately on this device? Kind of a similar question, like the apps that have really have that lasting value for you.
I press. I'm big into sharing news and staying up to date, with news. So Press is pretty much one of my most popular apps. When I get a review device like the Find 7A I have here, like one of the first things I did on it was install Press because I knew I had to stay up to date with news.
Mm-hmm.
Besides that, I don't know. I'd have to take a look here. Try to think off the top of my head.
I know it's not easy to do. No worries. Okay. Well, there you go. I mean, we rattled off a decent amount of apps in a very short amount of time. There were no lower thirds for those, by the way. You're going to have to just listen back and figure it out on your own.
Yeah,
do you have access to the doc, Ron?
No. I'm looking at the wiki, and I'm constantly amazed at the level of detail the All About Android's app list wiki. I think it's great because it lists all the apps, but I never realized that they had all whoever's going in and categorizing them and subcategorizing them.
Yeah.
But then when did they add the arena winning stats to the bottom?
That's been in there in a while. Oh, down at the very bottom.
Yeah, down at the very bottom. Now there's someone calculated each year of who won. And their streak, like your longest streak was 4 wins in a row, like in 2012, right?
See, this is not a game. This is life.
Also, I'm a huge loser, according to this. It's like, in 2011, I came in last. In 2012, I came in last. In 2013, Aaron Newcomb beat me.
Aaron Newcomb.
Man, I got to get on my game.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, sorry.
For those that want to look at every single app we've ever featured on the show, you can go to wiki.twit.tv, search for the All About Android wiki, and you'll find a list in there, and it's really
amazing.
Impressive.
It's amazing.
I believe it's Theater Monkey who maintains that, so thank you, Theater Monkey.
I'm in awe.
Thank you, Theater Monkey.
And I'm sure there are other folks that have contributed to it as well.
I also
impressive site.
I also like the first app that won the first arena was the Google Play Store app.
Well, that was okay.
That's a pretty important app to have.
That
right?
was yes, and that we did things a little differently in the arena.
I know.
Then the arena was pitting 3 apps of the same type against each other. Yep. We did it for a while that way, and we started with stores. So it was that the recently launched Amazon App Store. And I think it was Slide Me. Slide Me was the other one. Anyways. Where's Slide Me Now?
That was fantastic. I'm sorry. That was great.
Hey,
anyway.
we've come a long way.
I had no idea that I won 2013, by the way. I got you. You're going to have to butter up the sides of my head to get out the door tonight.
I know.
2013,
I didn't realize
baby.
that either. That's awesome.
Unbelievable.
Thank you,
the thing is that, like, I deserve some sort of special arena award because I think I take the most risks.
You do.
Yeah. So.
You take risks.
You definitely are the biggest risk taker.
You put yourself out there.
I put myself out there.
And then you don't ever use the app again.
Exactly. That's why it's so easy to walk away.
There you go.
All right, I'm sorry.
All right, cool.
Android.
Now it's time to tune in to Android News.
It's good to have you back, man. How was your honeymoon, by the way?
It was awesome. I had a great time. Got to swim with the dolphins and check out Disney World and stuff. Yeah, it was fun.
So you went to Florida. That's awesome.
Yeah, I still made sure to tune in though in the show because there's a lot of cool stuff going on.
Did you find yourself on Tuesday night right around 5:30 Pacific time just saying that, using that voice out of nowhere?
Yeah,
it
was really weird.
My life feels incomplete if I don't do that.
I kept thinking to myself, I got to watch All About Android.
And your wife is like, what did I just do?
Android.
You don't know how many times I've had glass like laying on my desk or nightstand charging, and then somebody calls me. Because I don't wear glass around the house. I'm only doing it here because everywhere I go, people see me with glass on. Anyways, so it's charging and the phone rings. So I pick it up. Hello? 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 And I'm like,
man.
And then then I gotta pick it. I gotta look at the phone. I gotta change it from glass to the earpiece, and that happens. That probably happens like 2 or 3 times a week. Oh, it's so annoying, but so it's nice to see that finally coming. And a lot of people are excited for the video and photo upload, so you don't have to go home, and plug into power or find Wi-Fi to upload your photos. If you want to upload them and edit them on the go, you can.
Right. At the expense of your battery, of course, because then it's using mobile to do it.
Yeah. But hey, if you need to do it, you can now.
Yeah, exactly.
And I actually got an argument today with somebody on Google Plus about that, but they want the ability to do that because they, want more control over their photos. So it's apparently a good thing for some people.
Control is at the heart of Android. Control and customization.
Yep.
And when you don't have that option, then it
gets frustrating.
It doesn't feel like home.
Yeah, home. Yeah, or Google.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like Google logo.
Man, I can't wait till we wrap the show and I can go back to Google. Man, Google's where the heart is.
Google's where the
I see what you did there.
Very nice.
Thank
Very
you.
Nice.
Android.
That is it for this week. Thank you so much for joining us. Oh, sorry, Bryan.
Thanks for the snuff, Jason.
You know what? Father Robert suddenly started looming, and I'm going to blame him because he threw me off.
He stole your thunder.
Did I do that bad tonight?
Yeah, no, actually, you did fantastic, Bryan. What
You're
did people?
great, Bryan.
What do people need to know about you?
You don't need to know anything. It's fine.
Oh, I'm sorry, buddy.
Padre was distracting you because we do a far more sinister show called Know How on the Twit Network. Tune in Thursdays at 11. I forgot the time. Whatever. Good show, guys.
Thursdays.
I'll let you finish.
Have you been waiting 2 hours to do that bit?
If I had, I would have had more to say.
Android.
So Motorola has a new phone that they say is made to last and priced for all. It's going to launch at a London event on May 13th. That's next Tuesday. Not sure if that I guess that would be before the show. So hopefully we'll have all the information about this then. Could be the successor to the Moto G, possibly a version that runs LTE, possibly even less expensive. Or it could be the next Moto X, or it could be both, actually. Moto Maker posted a page with the next Moto X, and it's called Moto X Plus One. There's no pictures of it or anything like that, but they kind of, if this is to be believed, that this was on the Moto Maker site. Moto X Plus 1, I suppose that could be a code name, but I could see that being the name of the device. So who knows? We might find out more about the successor to the Moto X, which I guess in my mind kind of makes a little more sense because the Moto X has been around for a little while now, and I'm sure people are wondering what the next step is now that Motorola is kind of away from Google. AFG, as they say. Sorry.
Well done.
Thank you. All right, so there you go. Moto X Plus 1?
Android.
Let's waste no more time and get right to the news.
Nope.
I meant news. This just in from the Android front lines. News.
Good.
What a save.
Tries to save it with the newscaster voice.
So close.
Get this in there.
Android.
Speaking of glass, by the way, maybe you've seen it, maybe you haven't, but go to my Google Plus page.
That's awesome.
And see my daughter take her first steps on glass.
That's so cool.
It was a pretty awesome experience, particularly because I was home. I had to call in to work and take the day off because she was not feeling well. And then turns out she had plans. So pretty cool stuff.
That is awesome.
Yeah, it was really cool. I totally lucked out. I was like, man, I feel it. I feel like if I put them on right now and talk her through it, she's going to do it. And she totally did. So pretty sweet.
There it is.
Oh, there she is. Yeah, you can probably see.
Here we go. Here we go. I want the bunny.
She wants the bunny.
She wants the bunny. She's going for it.
Come on, Dad.
she'll
Give me
take
the
it.
bunny.
Give me the bunny. Give me the bunny. You can tell she's sick, kind of.
Yeah, she was totally melting there at the beginning of the thing. I was like, this isn't going to work. I was like, come on, take the step. Yeah, okay. Oh, hey, those are steps. Okay, here, you can have it. And then she just like blew me away with like 10 more steps. I was like, oh, wait a minute. You're still walking. Okay.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, she's totally stepping
Now
out.
I'm going to the mall, Dad. See you later.
I was like,
Jason, that is incredible. I'm so glad that you caught it on glass. That's amazing.
I know. I feel very happy because I really wanted this to be the case, And honestly, this is one of the reasons that Leo ended up gifting me glass. He said, you have a kid. This is perfect for you. And I'll be completely honest. I make no qualms about the fact that the thing I use glass for primarily and probably only for these days is for using it for the video and photo capabilities of it. And that doesn't necessarily, I don't say that feature in and of itself is worth $1,500. Right. But when you have it and that happens, you capture your daughter, take her first steps and she's connecting with me. She's not connecting with the black slab that I'm holding between us. Then you're like, okay, that's magical. Yeah. Like, that's crazy. Yeah. That's awesome. I love it. I don't know if it's $1,500 awesome, but I'm really happy I had them at that point. So
I'm so glad. That's awesome. I'm so glad you caught that.
Glass may have its faults, but it also has some really good upside to it. So
and how many people have their first steps documented that way?
I know, right?
Like nobody.
Yeah.
Very cool. I was happy with it.
She's either going to love you or hate you for it.
I hope she'll enjoy it.
So. Well, she was wearing clothes, so she won't.
Yes. Right out of the gate, it could have been a lot worse.
I mean, my kids always hate me when I bring up the ones that oh look, you were so cute, and they're like, Dad.
Android.
Good point, right there. All right, let's get in the arena. What else am I going to say? Let's do it. Let's battle. Let's get there, Bryan. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's move. Come on, bring it.
So many enter.
I like that.
But only one lives.
I was just buying you time.
Android Arena.
Appreciate it.
I was buying you time and then I panicked.
No, let me do the explosions.
Okay, good. All right. Phew. I'm happy that you were able to do the explosion.
Android.
Okay, so let's take an email here. Joey from Indianapolis wrote in to say, hey, all, watch every week, learn something every time. Thank you so much. Thank you, Joey. My question is, with rooting my Nexus 5, I know how to unlock and root, but what I don't know is if I do it and then Google pushes out an update like 4.4.3, which is supposed to be a bug release, do you have to unroot and relock the bootloader to update it, or can I just update it without undoing everything? Thanks again. You guys and gals rock. So, I mean, my answer to this would be that if you're rooting and then you're installing a ROM on top of it, hopefully you're installing a ROM that has enough support from the developers of the ROM that they're going to take those bug fixes, or that update rather, and roll it into their ROM. So as long as you're kind of on top of updating the ROM that you've installed, given that they give you an update to, then yes. But you're not going to have to, I mean, you could unroot and go to stock, but then you're going to lose root and you're going to be back to stock. And I don't know if that's necessarily what you want to do if you've rooted and installed a ROM. So generally the developer community kind of takes care of you there, but that's where it's kind of important to do your research and find a ROM that is widely supported. CyanogenMom is, or CyanogenMom. Not sure what that is, but yes.
It's all women.
CyanogenMom always takes care of you. Wow, that was quick.
You were totally right.
Who did that?
I have to give credit to Bleak in the chat room. He sent it in a little while ago, and I've just been waiting.
Yes, CyanogenMom.
Thank you, Bleak. CyanogenMom, complete with.
God, I'm so glad I was on this show for this.
My daughter apparently learned how to install Salon games on my phone, so those end up on there. And now suddenly, my apps list is pages and pages long, and my phone is really slow. And is there a correlation? Well, there might just be after reading this. So, and I will say, after wiping my phone, it's doing a lot better.
We should ask CyanogenMom.
Yes.
She can tell us if free apps are sucking our battery life. CyanogenMom?
CyanogenMom is
if somebody has not created this Twitter account right now, you need to create that Twitter account and register the domain and start impersonating CyanogenMom.
CyanogenMom is like the good influence on your Android life.
Advice on how to use your Android phone properly. I mean, come on, this is a given.
We already have the logo. That was that was shown a little bit earlier. So
by the end of this podcast, it'll be the domain registered and a Twitter account out there giving advice to people.
That's right.
Keep your phone clean and eat your spinach, kids.
Yes.
That's right.
Oh, CyanogenMom's wagging her finger at you. She doesn't like the fact that you keep unknown sources checked. You need to uncheck that.
You know, you have the title of the podcast now, right?
Apparently we do, yes.
This is done.
Way too amused by this.
I love it, love it, love it.
I want to interrupt this briefly to say somebody has created a CyanogenMom Twitter account. Yes,
excellent.
Thanks to yes.
All right.
Yeah, I just looked down at my phone and it says CyanogenMom started following you.
Providing motherly advice for sanitary device management.
Oh,
I didn't mean it to make it such a Puritan thing with my example.
Oh, this is just getting better and better.
That's really well, though, Gina. I think it works. Oh, CyanogenMom just tweeted at me, "Wash your hands before device use."
Oh, that's awesome. I love seeing where CyanogenMom will go, and I look forward to following her advice. As I get older.
She always talks in all caps like that.
Android.
Ron Richards might be away, but Android news is here today.
Oh, see, I thought you were going to go with to stay, but you went today, and that works. That's really good.
That was all on the fly.
Android.
Oh, hey.
Oh, okay.
Where was that during the show, Brian? Come on.
We were running long. I didn't want to distract you guys.
Oh, man, that would have been gold.
Jason, can you just cut this back in?
Yeah, I'll figure something out.
Yeah, you edit it in, and we don't react to it at all.
Oh, I just beat the Gina boss. Now I gotta play the Ron boss. Oh, now I'm playing myself.
Your worst enemy.
Oh, now I'm playing Mateo. This is the best game ever.
Italian goalkeeper.
You did. Yeah, that was awesome. You were a total goalkeeper. See, Brian.
Sorry, guys.
Oh, it, Brian, again.
Next time we have a Shuffle Putt Cafe type game in the arena, you remember this, okay?
I know. Next time, for sure.
All right.
Android.
essentially Google Now or Google in general is checking your email, is looking through your Gmail and auto detecting mentions of dates and times and events and showing you little reminders in Google Now upcoming stuff. Have you guys seen this new card?
Maybe Google Now was just siding with your friend, being like, brunch on Sunday at Balthazar? Yeah, you should have called 3 months ago.
It's gonna get critical of your plans.
Yeah,
it's gonna be
serious. You're gonna take the Brooklyn Queens Expressway on a Saturday. Like, oh, okay. Hope you have a podcast ready because it just knows. Google just knows so much now. They can tell you like which friend is right. You know, like which one has the better drink suggestion.
Well,
there shouldn't be a line at that place on set. No, yes, there will be.
Based on a recent acquisition of OpenTable, yes, there will be.
There will be.
Android.
I can't believe it just happened. We have breaking news. We had this all worked out in back channel chat.
It was a softball, Brian. All you had to do was press the button.
Oh, I had the article up. I didn't have the breaking news ready.
Literally in our chat room, it says breaking, and Brian says, "Got it."
That's okay. I'm not going to edit that out because I want you to learn, Brian. Okay?
It's the only way he's going to learn.
It's the only way he's going to learn.
But breaking news.
Okay, so here.
It's not when you say breaking news.
Android.
I just got a message from Ron, by the way. He does say about 10 minutes, so we will talk to him here in a second. In the meantime, let's dive into the news.
Ron will be here in about 10 minutes, but wait for Android news. No more.
Wait for Android news, not 10 minutes.
Whatever the opposite of 10 minutes is.
Android.
And we've got a few apps. Now I'm just trying to throw you off. I'm sorry.
Dramatic pause.
Okay. I'm not editing that out either.
Good.
I'm keeping that in.
So is that now all about Android 3, Brian 1? Did we get that? Because he was asleep.
So. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Jim B in the chat room says AAA 3,
yep.
Brian 1.
All right. The judges have ruled.
I was working on this. That's why I couldn't.
Is that LG's Ken Han?
It is. I brought him up on Skype. But
I can't.
All right.
Ken, it's good to have you on here. What do you have to say?
There will be no LG.
We're not really sure what the status of the Nexus program is. We've been hearing a lot of speculation about its future, but that's a Google decision, not LG's.
Thank you, Ken.
So says my good friend Jackie Chan.
I really appreciate the both of you coming on the show today. And Brian, you just earned yourself a point.
That's a point. That's a point. Yeah, that is all about Android 3, Brian 2. Woohoo! That's fantastic. Oh, wow.
That's good.
I might even give him a point and a half for that, to be honest with you. But he blew the thing. So yeah. See, the thing is, you got to do that and keep the show moving. That's what Brian doesn't know.
It's a delicate balance.
Talk about keeping the show moving.
Yeah.
Good segue, at least.
I believe that was on everybody's mind.
Talk about good segues. Every now and then. I'll give him a point for that, too. There we go.
I warned everybody on Google Plus that tonight's show would be firmly, off the rails. There we go.
I'm going to score that in Brian's favor. That's a 3-3. So there you go.
Android.
Yeah.
Waking up is the worst.
Waking up is hard.
It's hard.
This
hard to
this
do.
app is
what is the
nice.
fast and hard?
Isn't that a song? Waking up is hard to do.
Are you kidding? I haven't even tried with the fast and hard.
Waking up is hard to do.
What does the fast and hard alarm clock sound like? There's a mode fast and hard.
That was scary to me. I don't need need machine guns in the morning or construction or can you imagine
challenges and blaring noises.
Challenges, right?
Blaring noises right there. That's enough for me to be like, I don't know if I need this first thing in the morning.
Like the basic training
air raid
horn,
siren.
air raid siren. Yeah.
My town has there's literally the town I'm from on Long Island has a loud air raid siren kind of thing for 3 things: when it's noon,
Okay.
when there's a fire,
Okay.
and when school's canceled because of snow.
Oh, that's a good one.
And growing up, it was literally it was like you'd. Not like that.
Yeah,
that's like Star Trek.
See, that's
is Star Trek.
Yeah, but it would be so weird. It'd be like it would start snowing. It'd be like, is school canceled? My dad would be like, yeah, wait till 7 to hear if the alarm blow. And then you'd hear this. It's like, oh, yeah, we don't go to school. I'm like, how does that work? That would never work now. So yeah. Anyway, it's funny.
When it goes off, I'll let you know what.
We'll
probably hear it.
Yeah. All right. Cool. All right. Moving on.
Cool. So lifetime alarm clock, and that is
Free.
Free. Awesome. I like the built-in bonus flashlight. That's cool. Good.
Why not?
Hey.
Why not?
What the hey?
All right. Excellent. All right. So, Michael, what do you have? Speaking of games. you have a
Okay,
game,
so
right?
I have a game, and it's kind of a really easy, quick hand jamming game. So basically, this reminds me of the old school game Galaga. The name of the app is called what is it called? Abyss Attack. It's by Chilingo, which is a really good developer.
That is
That's
fast and
rock
hard.
and roll, actually. That's pretty.
I hate the app.
Just make it stop. Make the bad music stop.
Oh, man, I hit snooze. That means it's going to come on again. All right, Ron.
All right.
You're up next.
Well, if you're like me and Jason and Gina and Michael and everybody else here, you probably use your phone a lot. You've probably at some point had someone go, God, put your phone down. Yeah. God, that was fast and hard.
That scared me. That actually scared me this time.
It did.
I jumped.
You jumped.
Disable.
That was great.
It doesn't. It just keeps going. Seriously. Stop. I think I would jump out the
My
window
app is
at
totally
this
trolling
point.
you.
It will not let me stop it without solving the...
Can you seriously not stop it without solving the challenge?
Here, I'm plugging in the headphone. And don't pull it up. No.
That's funny. With the headphone in, it's still making noise.
Too smart. I'm going to have to take my phone away from the set. I'll be back.
Do you want us to... What's going on? Can we complete the challenge? Is the challenge that challenging? Is it
People,
too
Jason
challenging?
just left. This has never happened before. This is unprecedented.
This is unprecedented.
Google I.O. has gotten the best of them.
It's under a pillow.
I can't even.
Sorry.
I'm scared of your app,
I know,
Gina.
sorry.
How do I follow this?
It's a really good alarm.
You cannot sleep through that.
Wow.
Really good.
It's still going. I can hear it. All right.
We could attempt to.
We're going to press on. Okay. If you're like me, and I think you are.
And I figured out the alarm. I just had to take a couple of deep breaths.
Take a breath and you finish the challenge?
That was stressful. Yes, I finished the challenge.
Sorry. See, that's why I didn't do fast and hard with the challenge.
Man. And then while you were talking, I could have I swear I heard the music suddenly again, and
it's gonna keep you up at night.
You're gonna hear it all night. Yeah.
Yeah, it's freaky.
It's hard and fast, man.
Oh man, never. That's no way to start a day. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm totally with you, man.
Okay.
I hadn't even tried it. Thanks
right.
for the demo.
Android.
Basically, Sundar Pichai said, "We're thanks." This wasn't a
There he
direct
is.
quote, but I appreciate you running the bumper. Basically says, "Yes, we're going to be previewing the next version of Android tomorrow," and that's about it. That's not a direct quote, though.
It's still okay to use it, though.
So before we get into the important stuff, what do we think it's going to be? It's L. So what do you guys think?
Lollipop.
Lollipop is goofy, but I kind of want it to
Is
be
Lollipop trademarked? Is Lollipop a product, or is that just a
Kit
thing?
Kat.
Yeah.
Kit Kat is
Well, yeah,
trademarked.
but that was a deal. Yeah.
Yeah, but you never know.
Yeah,
They might have another deal.
Yeah.
Is there
Maybe.
an L
Is there
candy?
an L,
that
a beloved
Nestle-
L brand of candy?
Wow, let's see.
Maybe,
Candy that starts.
Let's
I
ask
should know
Google.
this.
Maybe
Oh.
Laffy Taffy.
Ooh, Laffy
and
even
Someone prepared a bit.
I
This
know,
is
actually, I was filling up my water and I saw this in a bowl and I was like, letter L. And I haven't heard this one yet. So Laffy Taffy, I don't know.
Here we go.
So,
Here's a
celebrate.
licorice. It could be licorice.
Yeah.
I love Yahoo Answers. Somebody goes, what are candy names that start with letter L? Licorice, lollipop.
It's not gonna be
lemon
Lemonheads.
heads.
It's not
It's
gonna
not
be
gonna be lemon heads. Lifesavers.
Lindor balls.
Lindor.
Android.
Let's dive into the candy center of this lollipop with the news.
Let's do it.
There, bumper.
This just in, Ron will continue to make crummy jokes. Stay tuned for Android news.
Oh, this show just evolves.
This is fantastic.
Evolves or devolves. I'm not really quite sure, but I love it either way.
Column A, a little from column B.
I love it.
Android.
I'm Jason Howell.
I just broke my eye patch. I'm Ron Richards.
I'm Gina Trapani.
I appreciate the solidarity, folks. For those of you who are not watching the video, thank you. And Chad, we have guest technical director Chad.
Look who's back.
Hey guys, hey, how's it going?
Welcome back, sir.
I'm back with an eye patch.
With an eye patch. Apparently, we're all done.
Now I'm back. I'm back on board. There you go. Oh wait.
Oh man, phew.
I guess it's right eye.
This just wasn't gonna happen if we weren't all wearing eye patches for one glorious minute.
Solidarity. Even Gina, virtual eye patch.
Even me.
Look, you do what you got to do.
That eye patch moves funny.
I won't go into any detail except to say I hurt my eye and I'm wearing an eye patch. And these guys are all awesome for wearing an eye patch as well.
Android.
So hopefully everybody go out on Google Plus and wish Jason get well soon.
Great job, guys. I miss you. You did really good, Ron. Don't worry about it. I'll see you guys next week.
All right, Bryan.
You're so wrong. There's so much wrong.
Guess what, Bryan? You get a point for that. So there you go. Good job. Bryan wins today.
Ending on a good note.
Ending on a good note.
Android.
It's good to have you back.
It's good to be back.
Not only is it good to have you back so that you're in that seat, but also we were worried.
I was worried.
We were concerned about your well-being.
It was a little bit of an intense couple of weeks. I ain't going to lie.
I can't tell you, when I got the email saying I'm back and I'm going to be on the show, it made the day that much brighter.
Yeah, no, believe me, I wanted to get back into the swing of things. The eye patch from 2 weeks ago, that was no joke. Stuff went down. And let's just say I'm okay now. I'm going to be wearing glasses for a while, but this eye didn't fare so hot. And the other eye actually at one point started going south as well. So it was kind of a little bit of a crazy time.
Well, it's not like you were in a role where your vision is needed.
Oh, no. Yeah, you don't need to, we don't need to read things. We don't need to be in a really brightly lit studio. I mean, I couldn't even. There was a point in the last 2 weeks where at nighttime, with my eyelids closed, the light from the night light across the room was too bright and hurt.
Wow.
It was really crazy.
It's like the guy from Styx, the old lead singer of Styx, quit the band because he had intense light sensitivity.
Really?
Yeah. And they don't know if he developed it over the years of like the big Mr. Roboto stage shows and stuff like that. But that's why he got out of the business, because he had a really bad light sensitivity.
Man, that would suck.
Thank you, Bryan. Thank you. You see,
this is perfect.
Bryan is so compassionate and considerate. I mean, Bryan, you guys know Bryan's my best friend, right? I mean,
Ron,
you're
laying it on loves Bryan.
now.
Yeah, right.
Android.
This just in, the Giants are in the World Series, but we will still bring you Android news.
The retro news was oddly accurate for this today.
It's really weird. I mean, that's a clip from like the 30s, and it was
the
totally accurate.
Back in New York, and
the Giants win the pennant. The Giants win the pennant.
That's from the future.
Right.
That's from like a couple of hours from now.
Android.
I don't know. I'd be very surprised if they get rid of the Nexus program still. I said it before with Silver. Yeah.
It's not. So. All right.
Watched in 3 months. Silver's dead. Nexus is dead. Long live Silver.
So is Silver.
I knew they were going to do it.
We're done with Android. Wait a minute. I didn't see that coming.
Tizen. What?
Yeah. We'd like to announce our dedication to Tizen.
All about Tizen. Welcome to the new episode of All About Tizen, your weekly source of news, reviews.
I'm sorry. I have to announce my departure from the show.
Oh, man.
The Tizen faithful.
Oh, boy.
The Tizen faithful.
We promise you'll be faithful in a couple of months. Just give it a chance.
Hey, it's got Netflix.
Android.
This is the most user hostile chart. Like they list Froyo first. I mean, this is clearly for developers, but it's getting better.
Yep.
Android, it gets better. Fragmentation, it gets better. That's all I got. That's all I got.
There's a slogan. Android, it gets better.
I think if that's all you got a lot, because I like it. Android, it gets better.
It gets better.
Android
is a easy to understand smart converter. So first of all, you've got all of these different things. So is there a currency one in here? I want to see if maybe there's a currency one in here. Oh, no, but you can add more. You can give them a request to add more. It's more about like you've got angle. So I can pull that up and, you can do all of your different different options, radius, degrees, whatever you want to do. It all kind of displays in this pad right here. And it's just kind of a cool, well-designed, I think, pretty kind of straightforward, this is what it does style converter. There's also a way to kind of change. Oh, yeah. When you first started, it pulls a rant. Why are you smiling at me?
All That Android episode 135.
Oh, you jerk.
Ron reviewed Flib.
Oh, you jerk. Well, it's really good. So there you go.
And if it,
oh my goodness.
And if it helps you for any reason, it did not win. IP Cam Viewer Lite won that week. So
well, you know what? I didn't mean Flib. I meant Flip currency converter.
Here you go, Brian. Here's the wiki.
Oh man!
And if you scroll down,
your smile was piercing into my soul.
I was waiting for the moment to interrupt, and I felt really bad. So if you scroll down to the arena,
I don't want to know.
There it is.
I don't want to know.
Flib.
I want to know what it looked like then.
It looked exactly like that. That's why I was just like, wait a minute. That looks very familiar.
What one? Oh, so system panel.
IP Cam Viewer Lite from Bryan.
Okay.
Bryan, who was our guest.
I remember that was Bryan Klug.
Bryan Klug. Yep.
Yep. Man, you want to know? You want to know something too? This is so weird.
What?
My initial pick was an app called Flip.
Flip. Okay.
Flip. Currency converter.
All right.
And then when I did the search, I did it and I clicked on Flip, not realizing that I clicked on the wrong one. And then I looked at that and I was like, oh, this is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a cool app.
So then I started playing with it.
Yeah.
I should have just went with my. I
should have went
with my gut.
Is this our first tank?
I don't know if it's a tank. I like the app. Okay. It's called Flib. You should check it out. You probably already have because it was on the show. Whatever. All right. I don't know where to go with that one. It's part of the poll, so people have the ability to vote for it.
Finish the demo, please, by all means.
No.
Android.
Lots to talk about, so why not get right to the news?
A big thanks goes out to all our veterans out there. 9 out of 10 agree Hitler's a bad apple. Now it's time for Android news.
What did he? Hitler's a bad what? What did he say?
He's a bad apple.
Oh, I heard something else.
A bad app developer?
Yeah, a bad app developer. That Hitler just making apps that crash all the time.
Of course.
Android.
This is the most user hostile chart. Like they list Froyo first. I mean, this is clearly for developers, but it's getting better.
Yep.
Android, it gets better. Fragmentation, it gets better. That's all I got. That's all I got.
There's a slogan. Android, it gets better.
I think if that's all you got a lot because I like it. Android, it gets better.
It gets better.
Android.
Tell us what's happening with OnePlus right now.
Our favorite marketing department has struck again. So, backstory: OnePlus, which is the maker of the phone, which I have purchased and love, in their user forums this morning decided to launch a contest that would encourage their female fans, their beautiful female fans, I quote, to publish selfies of themselves with the OnePlus logo included somewhere in the image, and then they were going to give out invites because the OnePlus is an invite-only device. People are dying for invites. They're dying to get the phones. It's not easy to get the phone. And so they launched this Ladies First contest, which is the name of the contest. And
you can't even do it. You can't even say it.
I can't even do it. No, I'm trying to present this. I'm trying to set the stage here. So they write, in true gentleman fashion, and because chivalry is not dead, we, OnePlus, are giving the lovely ladies of OnePlus a chance to skip the invite line and introduce themselves to us. Ladies and only ladies. Sorry, guys. Ladies first. Rules are simple. Draw the logo on a piece of paper, your hand, face, or whatever. Take a photo of yourself. Post the photo in this thread. And the 50 most well-liked ladies will be chosen to get a T-shirt and an invite. And no nudity, please.
Please.
Which was like the icing on the cake for me, because there are so many women who are just dying to get likes in the OnePlus forums for their naked pictures. So there was an outcry, a backlash, one might say.
Yeah, a little bit.
About the premise of this contest, which was, kind of like it was a hot or not, right, for women to get invites to the phone. And some women were like, okay, and participated, took pictures of themselves with the logo. But many other women objected very loudly to the whole premise of the contest. And to their credit, I guess, they launched the contest this morning, and by like 3 p.m. Eastern time, they pulled it completely. They apologized after even Cyanogen Inc. had tweeted that they don't support contests that objectify people. And the whole thing was just a complete word I can't say on the air. And these guys are like complete nitwits. And it's just so annoying because I love this phone.
I know.
But they're obviously like idiots.
But this
when
is
it
like
comes to marketing.
We need one of those.
This is the same company that did the Smash Your Phone contest. Just a little background.
We need a sign that says like the number of days since OnePlus had a marketing screw up. It's been 7 days since OnePlus did a
Well, today it is 0. It has been 0 days since OnePlus had another marketing screw up.
And mind you, Google Now is a pretty awesome product. So using Android without the power of Google Now would kind of be a little boring.
Right. Yeah. It's fun. It's funny how we somewhat take it for granted. Because what's funny is that I also don't use. I don't use Gmail as my primary mail service. I use. I have my own server and all this sort of stuff. I've been meaning to move it to Gmail, but I've just been lazy. But so a lot of the stuff you're talking about flight confirmations and shipping packages and stuff like that, I don't get at all. So it's not necessarily like that is the cool stuff of Google Now, but it's not make or break for your Android experience or your Google Now experience. I mean, I get by, trust me, it's analyzing my search patterns perfectly. And so I'm getting served up, baseball scores and TV show recommendations and stuff like that. But the email aspect of it, I live without, and I'm fine. But the forwarding idea is pretty clever. So
I've never heard anyone say, I set up my own email server because I'm lazy. Usually it's the other way around.
No, well, it's more that I haven't transferred my email server because I set up the email
you had it
years ago.
Switched.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's like 15 years now. Jeez.
I just like administering my own email server. Just
Gina, it's awful.
I'm just kind of lazy like that.
I'm still on POP 3. It's awful. It's awful.
I can't even talk. Don't even talk to me.
I know. I haven't even switched to IMAP. I'm so lazy.
Come on, man.
Well, because my whole thing is that it's not broken. It works.
It is. It's inherently
Except
broken.
for when you use multiple devices. What? It's not broke. POP 3. and you haven't watched Friday Night Lights. You use POP 3, Ron. I feel like it's over between us.
It's like you don't even know me, do you, Gina?
It's like, I know, it is.
Oh, that is the best movie. Ron, come on, man.
Hey, I'm not a big football fan. I don't want to.
Neither am I. We don't even have football in Canada. We have the CFL.
I just don't want to mess up my. Oh, well done, Brian. Well done. I just don't want to mess up my
how he does
email.
that so quickly.
And how he's on that, and yet the breaking news, it's a fumble.
I'm glad
it's
we
a
have
delicate balance.
Android.
Another week is here, and now it's time for Android news. And I totally didn't come up with that at the last minute.
That was good. It's almost as if you've been thinking about that all day long.
Or like the last 5 seconds.
What's bad, what Brian hasn't realized now is that he set a level of expectation for the Android news bumper.
I know.
And he hasn't quite been prepared to deliver on that expectation recently. I'm just saying.
I prepare the show, and then by the time I get to that transition, I'm like, oh, I should say something.
What you probably need to start doing is when you have moments of brilliance, like when you're walking around town or whatever, pull out Google Keep on your phone.
Good idea.
Write it down and just create a list of them, and then you can just add them every week.
This just in, Brian needs to add more news.
Just a little pre-show, pre-prod. You know, that's what we're saying. You know, like a little production.
I did it once as a gag, and now I'm stuck doing it.
And now it's a bit, and now we
That's it.
expect it, and that's what happens. You know, when you get a good bit, you get a catchphrase going on. Everyone wants to hear it, so there you go.
Android.
But it's interesting using Android Wear how much Google is leaning on them thinking that you're going to talk to your phone, to your watch, and I never do. I never do it.
So I try to do it, but I just have issues with it actually, completing the communication to my phone or whatever. And the problem with those kind of approaches is it almost has to work 100% of the time. Maybe that's too much of an expectation to have, but I'm not going to continue using it if it doesn't work 100% of the time, because then when it doesn't work, it's even more of a pain in the butt, because I just spent the time trying to get it to work that way, and probably 2 or 3 times because I really want it to work that way before I put my hand in my pocket, pull out the phone, do the thing that I was trying to avoid doing with my mouth.
It's true, though. Yeah, it's a really good point. It's true.
You're right.
Let's
see. But I got very Brian.
Give Jason a hug.
Brian, why?
I need another vacation.
Android.
Hey, at least it's not like Coin. All right, don't get me started on Coin.
Did you back Coin?
Oh, I backed Coin. I backed Coin. Don't. Are we getting this, Gina?
Did you do your Pop 3 mail server? Did you back Coin?
Wow. Wow.
Sorry, I couldn't resist, Ron. I'm really sorry about that Coin. I kind of do want to get you started on Coin, but we are behind time.
Yes,
so
we are.
I won't do that.
We'll have to save that. If you're done trolling, Gina, we can move on.
That was good, Gina. More of that.
Listen, it looked like a really cool product. This is why I don't do crowdfunding.
I'm sure that someday it will be really cool, Ron.
Someday.
When they ship.
Oh.
Sorry.
But this actually does tie into what we were talking about earlier with OnePlus One. Hardware is hard.
Hardware is hard.
Hard's in the title.
Yep.
Hardware is hard. It's in the word.
There it is.
It is, and like clearly, I'm going to be struck down by the engineering scheduling gods now that I've made fun of another engineering team that hasn't shipped on time because
there you go.
Glass houses, right?
You're flying a little too close to the sun there, Trapani.
I am.
Android.
Well, and not to mention, taking Samsung, for example, let's say Samsung and Nokia do make this deal, or do kind of bring Nokia to the Samsung devices as we're reading here. I mean, Google Maps isn't going anywhere on the device. Samsung can't replace Maps with here.
Unless
what?
Samsung adapts Cyanogen mod. And you've got Cyanogen running on Samsung with Here Maps.
Dun, dun, dun.
With a Bing search engine and Yahoo Mail.
I think you just figured it out. You're like, I forfeit the arena. Peace out.
It is the Voltron of Android options that have nothing to do with Google.
That's true.
Think about
there
it.
we go.
Android.
Keep that keister in your chair. The top stories of the week are coming up in Android news.
I'm amazed that you never stumble.
Oh, he stumbled. He's more prepared this week. But last week was a pretty big stumble.
I appreciate you not noticing.
There's a lot of things I don't notice.
Yeah. I'm noticing. I'm keeping track. I have a little scorecard here.
At least
I have a
he's
spreadsheet.
paying attention.
Graphs.
Android.
But I tried it, and I watched 10 seconds of the Never-Ending Story, because Atreyu.
I love that movie.
Oh, now I'm gonna have that dang theme song stuck in my head all night.
Never-Ending Story.
Oh, why did you do that? Oh. Here's the big question. Here's the big question. Does it have Chromecast support?
It does not.
Oh, what's the point? What's the point?
I cannot press the install button on this screen. Like I'm there. It's saying install instant video. It's a non-responsive.
Oh no! I thought just like you were having a hard time justifying it.
There it is.
I think maybe you got it. You just had to tap it like 20 times,
I
apparently.
think I just bought Californication.
Android.
I think the moral of the story is everybody has a different definition of what what that factor is.
Some people like dubstep. Other people like round watches. Other people like square watches. It's each their own.
It's the dubstep factor. Come on, let's face it. This is the dubstep factor we're talking about here.
It's really the dubstep of smartwatches. That's what it comes down to.
Don't do Motorola like that. Don't do Motorola like that. Come on. Throw them under the bus.
Android.
Man, tomorrow could be kind of crazy. I'm looking forward to it, which makes this maybe a little preemptive, but we do have some breaking news.
Well done, Bryan.
Maybe a little bit in advance of an actual release, but even if Lollipop isn't what it is, that was fun for 1 week.
Android.
We know you're filled up on turkey. Now it's time to fill up on Android news.
Android.
I would use it. So.
Yeah, and I'm just now looking at the Lollipop build. We represent the Lollipop build.
Wait, time check. It just took an hour for that to happen. I don't know whether we deserve an award or we failed.
Yeah, that could deserve a sad trombone.
Android.
I just want my perfect SMS messaging app, and I still haven't been able to find it. I want it to look cool and work, and
whatever version T is, you'll finally get there.
Oh, okay. So that's going to be
little ways down. MNOPQRST.
Yeah,
like seven versions away.
I'm trying to think of a dessert or a candy that starts with T. Tiramisu. Oh yeah, sure. When tiramisu comes out, it's gonna be great.
Tiramisu,
it's gonna be wonderful.
Great.
Oh man, I can't wait for tiramisu.
You know it's gonna be tiramisu. By the way, can we right now on October 21st, 2014, call it that Android version T is gonna be tiramisu?
I think you're right.
All right, put it on the YouTube for posterity.
So yeah, someone hold on to this.
Brian, can we get a date?
And then 5 years from now, when we get to tiramisu, somebody remember.
October 21st, 2014. Tiramisu. Okay, if we're still doing the show, then tiramisu.
All right.
You have to get through Q first. There's going to be a lot of interesting letters on the way.
What?
Is it Quisp? Is that a cereal? That's a cereal, right?
I have
Quisp.
no idea. Quisp?
Just quick.
Quick.
Oh, quick.
Ooh.
No, Quisp is a cereal. QUISP, right?
I've never heard of Quisp, but I hadn't heard of Lion Bar either. So
Lion Bars are great.
Yeah, see, that's what I hear.
Really good. Yeah, see, Quisp. It's a cereal.
Quisp. Okay, but they don't do versions on cereals.
No.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah.
Android.
Yeah.
So wait, I just tried installing it. We're talking here, and it's basically not letting me create my account unless I actually provide credit card or PayPal.
Yeah, it's you got to sign up, and then you have 7 days free, and then you can kill it before the 7 days. So,
but you have to actually actively kill it.
Yes,
right?
yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, well,
7-day trial.
They gotta pay for that bandwidth. Lossless audio is not small files.
No, but the point is they do want your credit card right off the get-go.
Yeah.
They won't give you the 7 days up front and let you, remind you at the end of the 7 days, say, hey, please enter your credit card info now. Your 7 days are up.
Yeah. Well, we're less talking. This isn't business plan arena. This is app. This is the app arena. So, just to be clear,
I was all excited. I wanted to try it out. Now I actually have to provide my credit card info.
Well, it's just 16 digits. We'll be all right.
You're really selling this, Ron.
So that's Tidal. Check it out if you're into music.
Probably more like 20 digits though.
With the CCV.
Yeah, maybe 20, maybe 23 with the expiration
date.
Yeah. So
Android.
We don't know if you've been naughty or nice, but today we have Android news. And Jason has been naughty.
And what?
Jason has been bad this year. He gets nothing.
So it's been a long year. Look, how many days do we have in a year?
Not enough.
Android.
It was the shots of the devices being held by human hands that freaked me out. That's what really.
Like all they have to do is clinch down and that device dies.
Right, or a little more data squeezes out and goes cross-platform. It just.
Right, you squeeze it and pictures of hot dogs come out.
Right. You never know what you're going to get.
You'd think the mustard would come out instead. But...
See, that's... Ow! Brian, am I right? Is that creepy?
Yeah, it's a little creepy.
All right, thank you. Yeah. See, Brian's my barometer.
I think it's cool. The feet that are creepy.
It's the feet, yes. It's the limp feet, the limp legs. At least on the one on the left, you see some feet, but the one on the right is just dangling. It's just those are tendrils.
Help me. They're holding me too tight.
All right, I feel like we're reading into this maybe a little too much, you guys.
No, seriously, when this happens, all of our phones are going to have legs. and no, I don't think we're reading too much into this. This is totally going to happen.
Man, between the photos of Jason from Halloween and that, I'm going to have nightmares tonight, man. Jeez.
Android.
So this is Goat Simulator. I am being a goat
How do you know?
Jumping around. No, this is what it's actually like to be a goat. This is what it's like to be a goat. You can headbutt things, people, cars, and as the app description in the Play Store says, it's pretty hilarious. So there we go. I've headbutted Biggie. And that's all it takes. Boom. Done.
Is it a water slide in the distance?
Yes, there's a water slide. There are trampolines,
Trampolines are fun.
jetpacks.
Yeah.
You can do almost anything a goat would like to do.
Like water slides.
Or water slides, or
Goats
even
are
better.
crazy
The
about
physics
trampolines.
sometimes aren't perfect, so you get continuous jumping to insane heights. You can then crash.
Goats can really do that.
Yeah, of course.
It's true. They want to.
So this isn't a Scottish thing.
No, this is.
You can explode things.
Oh, and I'm sorry, that's sheep. Sorry.
There's no Big Macs involved.
Okay, all right, good.
So it's Goat Simulator. If you level up, you can then turn into a giraffe, I believe.
Which is really what all goats
goat.
are aspiring to be.
Which is following the evolutionary path.
And
Goat Simulator, there it is, running away with it.
See where it ends up. Goat Simulator, early lead at 40%.
Goat power.
Hey Brian, who's got your vote?
That's going to be Goat Simulator.
That's what I figured.
Of course.
Thanks, Brian.
Of course. You go into the arena against Goat Simulator, you can't expect much.
I've never seen an app in the arena more. I've never seen not more. I always screw that up. It's an app perfect for Brian. That's all I'm gonna say.
It is.
So,
Yeah, it's right in my wheelhouse.
right in your wheelhouse.
If I hadn't already bought it on PC, then I probably would get it for Android, but...
You probably should, though.
You probably
need to get better at it. You need to become like the world champion.
Goat Master?
Goat Master.
It's good to see that we've started off on the right hoof.
Android.
There are one or two things in here that are really neat. You know, it has the always-on voice chip, which from today forward is officially a deal breaker in new devices. You have to have an always-on voice chip for me to care about your phone.
It's that good.
Period. Yeah, it is so awesome to just kind of say, "Okay, Google," and have the phone light up, and yeah, it's that good.
Case in point.
Yeah, just kind of, you don't have to touch it, you don't have to do anything. You just say, "Okay, Google," it lights up. You can ask it a question, and you're good.
I'm positive yours is not the only phone that's going off right now.
I love doing it. I love doing it to the listeners now. That's my new favorite thing. When you see people complaining about us saying, "Okay, Google," and then triggering their phones.
Well, you do have to train it. You have to say, "Okay, Google," 3 times, and
every time I hear the beep, it's funnier.
So a year from stop.
Android.
Voted the most jolly show on the internet. It's time for Android News.
What?
Oh, the seasonal. I like the seasonal play. There you go.
Android.
So we'll see. You know, when I get it next year, I'll let
Here's
you
the
guys
question:
know.
Do you regret the white? Like if you had your if you could turn back time.
If it could turn back time.
You know,
I love that song. Can I tell you?
Has a white one right now.
Sorry, everyone.
Oh, if
We
that doesn't
lost
make-
like 5 subscribers
If
right
that
there.
doesn't make the best of, I don't know what does.
Android.
Great list, but the category names are pretty great. Plus size phone is kind of amazing because to me, plus size evokes like the clothing store you never want to have to go into, you know? So I like that one. And the specialty.
That
specialty, I
developed.
think,
Yeah. Well, the plus size came about because I refused to use the word phablet, and so I had to come up with another way. I'm like, I'm not going to say phablet. I've been opposed to it from the beginning. I know it's taken off now. It's probably going to be in the official dictionary within a year or two if it isn't already. But I just cannot stand phablet. So yeah, I mean, it's a plus size phone. Be proud of your body.
Oh, I own it. I own it. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's some sort of tie-in with Dove, I think, with it. They can do that campaign, and they're all holding the Nexus 6, and
I'm open to sponsorships. I'm going to trademark the term and sell it to the highest bidder. So,
Smart.
Dove, if you're listening, you have my number. You don't have my number, but we'll give it to you. Call in.
Dove, JR, Dove. All right, you guys talk.
Done.
All right, there you have it. The best of 2014. I hope you enjoyed it. Big thanks to Zach Smith for editing all of these pieces together. He was handed more than 60 video files and expected to make it
makes sense in the edit. So I really appreciate his work. Also, Ron, Gina, Bryan. We have such great chemistry on the show, and I think that's why these best ofs are so much fun. Certainly fun for me to go back and relive all of the moments. You can always find the episodes at twit.tv/AAA. So, check out any of these episodes there. And just a programming note, next week we have a normal episode. So, look for the show to return in its glory starting next Tuesday. But that is it for this week. We'll see you next week on another episode of All About Android.